Truck Talk Media.
C10 Talk, episode 249. C10 Club El Chuco, cruise to the Pines. From El Paso or wherever else you might have started, run to Ruidoso. Here we go.
You know what? I love the C10 community. They're awesome. Nothing about Mopar guys, but those guys are really strict. They want everything original. So when you go out to shows, you kind of feel the tension. Coming out here, nothing but love. I mean, C10 people are honestly the best. My wife and I were actually talking about it earlier, and everybody's just so cool, so friendly. It's awesome.
Damn, son. Seeing is believing, and our title sponsor, United Pacific, makes seeing a whole lot easier. The crispness of the United Pacific LED headlights, taillights, marker lights, and more makes seeing and showing your truck that much better. It's time to upgrade your old dim halogens for new LED headlights, taillights, and more. They offer the brightest and latest LED technology. Headlights are available up to 1,600 lumens, easy to install, and it fits right in the OEM housing. How about upgrading to sequential taillights? They're DOT approved and ready to ship today. DOT approved. And for you 73 to 80 GMC and Chevy square body guys, they've got the new front parking lights, LED with stainless steel bezel. Think UP Car Parts. That's upcarparts.com.
Let me tell you what Melba's Toast is packing right here, all right? We've got 411 Posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some bucking muscle.
What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 truck podcast.
And now I have a chance to be the best, maybe the best in the world.
My old man is a television repairman. Ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I said I got 50 cents in that jukebox, and all I can hear is your mouth clapping. You hear that?
Here's your host, Ronnie Welch.
Here we go, 249. I want to start it off by saying I hope that everybody has fun at C10's in the Park this weekend. One of my favorite shows. Not going to make it, which is a little foreign. Even thinking about missing that one just hurts my stomach. But work, and fortunately, I've got some hunts coming up. So that's going to kind of take precedence on this one. I did talk to Terry, and I talked to Mark, and I just wish them nothing but success out there this weekend. So hopefully you guys are driving right now. You're running out there. And you guys have a great weekend. C10's in the Park, Waxahachie, Texas. Love that show. Good luck with everything tonight, tomorrow. Hope it goes without a hitch. Good weather and everything in between. This episode is a little run to Ruidoso. So Alex, C10 Club El Chuco, puts the cruise to the Pines together where they, for the most part, it looks like everybody kind of comes up from El Paso, and that's how it started. But we came from Arizona. And it was funny because Sam and I were talking, and I said, hey, what route are we going to run? And we started looking at different routes and kind of, what's the best way? What's the fastest way, which is, maybe the less miles and so on and so forth. And then reached out to some of the fellas. So you got Big Ten Bowman, Sammy C, Sam Casanova. Goose jumped in with me, and I made a late-minute call, and I said, hey, Oro, you want to go straight to El Paso, or do you want to roll with us and do a little drive time? Because sometimes the drive, not sometimes, a lot of times the drive, the journey is the story, right? That's the memories, and it is fun and it is crazy. So John flew into Phoenix, and then Dino the Big Cat. Now he had a little bit of a weird situation because Dino had his big Duramax, his big tow truck, trailer, and then Black Widow, his square body step side on the back. And we're thinking, dude, we're golden. So we've got 4 trucks running. You've got, I kind of forgot about Juan there. So Juan Soul Prince, he's got his Blazer. Then you got Big Ten Bowman, and he's got his dad's truck, Cornbread. You've got Sammy with C-, and then I was in Orange Slice, and then the Black Widow on the trailer. Well, we're like, hey, we got the Big Cat. We got a trailer. We're good to go, right? We can push it to the limit. Well, just outside of Springerville, Arizona, almost to the border of New Mexico, his truck started having some problems, his big truck. So the old DEF fluid, throwing a code, put it into limp mode, couldn't get it out. Bowman tried to reset it, wouldn't work. So, man, Dino just had a shitty deal because now he's got to get 2 tow trucks. He's got to get a tow truck to take his big truck all the way from Springerville to Phoenix, which is not, I mean, it's, let's just say, call it 3 hours. So, it's not just around the corner. And then he's got to get another truck to tow his truck and trailer home. So that was just a shitty deal for Dino. We were kind of in chill mode, waiting to see what would happen. And then we just kind of pressed on. But we had a great trip, and we did take the slower route, which was actually a little less mileage, but just kind of back roads. We hardly had, I think we had 6 or 7 miles total. Well, to and fro. So let's just call it 15 miles total on any interstate. So I-25, and that was it. And, mostly that's because of me, because with Orange Slice having a Turbo 400, a big block and a Turbo 400, just doesn't like to go faster than 72, 73. Once you start getting higher in RPMs to keep that 75, 80, 85 plus, then the heat just starts cranking up. And it already runs warm as a big block. So I just told those guys, let me kind of lead. And that's always funny as well because Bowman, he can't handle it. So whether he's right behind me or 4 back, as soon as we get to a passing lane, he's got to, drop the hammer 120 plus, and then he falls back into line. So it was kind of fun. And we did put some videos out, and hopefully you guys are checking that out on the IG and everything else. But we had a great time. The weather was great. The trucks ran. They made it to and fro. So you can never complain about that. You are stressed, and it is stressful driving these old trucks, especially when you lose your tow pig. So once we lost Dino, it was a little stressful. But all in all, an amazing show, Alex. Fun destination. Love Ruidoso, kind of a mountain town, ski town. Friday night, you get in. They got a little pre-party over at the Rusty Ball Speed Shop. What a rad dude, and what a rad store. So this guy built some really cool stuff. If you don't follow Rusty Ball Speed Shop on IG, please do. I think I need to get this guy on a full interview. Let's see here. Then we stopped a few times for some food. That was fun, and cruised over. So once we were there, we were at the Friday night pre-party. Then Saturday, we got to sleep in just a little bit for us because we weren't vending. So speaking of vending, Travis did roll with us, AZ Pro. He had his big tow pig and his trailer. So that wasn't really a recovery vehicle, but it was nice to have Big Trav with us rolling, and he set up shop at Ruidoso at the show because he's just going to roll on to C10s in the park. So that's kind of a fun, little pre-trip for him to get out and get halfway and then head the rest of the way. So hopefully the rest of the trip went smooth with Travis. I know he's following around 4 hot rod trucks, trying to keep up with us with his big truck and trailer, getting into gas pumps, getting into restaurants. That could be a little bit of a hassle when we're whipping around, like mad dogs. So thanks for putting up with us, Travis. Thanks for rolling, and hopefully the remainder of your trip went really smooth. All right, guys, let's just get into the pod. Happy Friday again. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend at C10s in the Park. Up next for us, obviously, we've got SEMA November 1st through the 4th. We're going to be doing some stuff with United Pacific as usual. C10 Nation Day will be Thursday. I think that's the 3rd. And Terry Rose has his Twisted K5 Blazer that's going to be in their booth, and I can't wait to see that. I've been reposting some of that on C10 Nation. Check it out if you haven't. It's a Twisted Blazer. Thing is awesome. It's like a 76 K5 on the ground. Probably at this point, the exterior is phenomenal, but the interior is second to none from what I've seen. So I look forward to seeing that Blazer in person. So SEMA, November 1st through the 4th, and then the one, the only, the Get Down, November 10th and 11th, Phoenix, Arizona, actually Glendale, Arizona. So as you guys may know, it's going from across the street, which is the West Gate, which is kind of that whole party pavilion, and it's going south to the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. It'll be exterior in the parking lot. Dino's got some big plans. Terry, his sidekick, she'll be helping out, and I look forward to it. So November, I know a lot of people will be coming out November 10th and 11th. Another announcement that I did put out on IG, the reunion will be back for 2023. We are moving it from April 8th it was last year to March 11th. So we're moving it up, and there's a few reasons why we're moving it up. The weather, we wanted to have a March event, and they didn't have that availability last year or this year, 2022. So 2023, we're going to move it up, so it'll be in that spring break sweet spot. So the weather out here in Arizona is phenomenal. If you're a baseball fan, you can catch a few games. The other thing is Easter. So Easter ends up dropping on April 9th, and we didn't want to compete with Jesus. So we didn't want it to be the resurrection. We wanted it to be the reunion. So April is no longer going to be the reunion. It will be moved to March, and this year it's going to be March 11th. So 10th will be a little pre-party Friday, and then the main show on the 11th. So, you know, look at that as the show dates start to come out for next year, and you're vacationing and your scheduling and everything else. I know it gets a little busy, but we thought, hey, if we can move it to March and spring break in Arizona is a pretty good place to be. And if you like baseball, it's even better. So, all right, guys, let's get into the cruise to the Pines, run to Rio Doso, cruise to Ruse, whatever. Of course, my brain's cranking. I'm coming up with all these ideas. And I think for sure that I'll be hitting this one again. I don't know if we'll go back-to-back years, but fun show, good time, great people, as always, and a lot of rad trucks. Enjoy the pod, guys. Late. How about the cruise to Ruse is what I'm calling it, but cruise to the Pines, El Chuco. We're up in Rio Doso, New Mexico. I'm not sure how many trucks, but the weather's great. You can hear the music in the background. There's people dancing, and I've got Bernie and Laura, and we're under the beer garden, if you will, a little beer tent, and there's a beautiful 1968 stepper. So you guys know we've got the slope nose, we got the white front grille, white bumper, and the cool thing about this is if you look on the door, it says U.S. government. So Bernie, some people have already been talking about this truck, just that I've kind of been around here today. That's what led me over to you. Welcome to C10 Talk. Thanks for taking time to be on the podcast. Tell us about your 1968 Chevy truck.
Well, it came into my lap by a friend by the name of Laura Wilson, and it was abandoned on her property. She goes, take a look at it. She overheard that I was looking for a project, and so I went and looked at it and realized that it was the same year as my old truck that I had in high school, except my high school truck was a fleet side and this one's a stepper. And everything cool about it. It was sitting on all four rims. It was being used as a hotel for mice and rats and everything else growing. They had trees and junk growing all around it. So it's been abandoned for about 15, 18 years. And so I thought about it. Went back out a couple times, scratching my head, taking pictures, and I finally said, I'm going to do it. Called a buddy. We went over there, put some fresh gas in it, new battery, and 4 of the 6 cylinders cranked up. And then he goes, let's just drive it out of here. So we filled up the tires and mowed over everything that was grown up around it and got it out of the woods. And it's been since July 28th of this summer. And it just is blowing my mind just how this thing is running and coming along. It's just super great. I'm excited about it.
Well, I love your hotel mice rat hotel. You know, it's like the Hilton for rats. These old 292s. So he's got the 292 inline 6. What a great motor, and you gotta love, right? They just pour some fuel down in there, and she still goes. It's pretty crazy. Now, I heard that this was sitting at Laura's for a long time. It's really an unmolested truck. It's still got factory firewall writings. It's still got the SPID. It's got so much character. What will you think to do with it?
It's going to stay just like it is, just going to make it road safe, and it's going to be a cruiser between Lincoln and Rio Doso, and I don't want to disturb what it used to be. It's got a 5th wheel plate in the back, kind of sketchy, but it's got the 373 4-speed with a granny. It can pull all day long, and I just love the homemade headache rack and the rear bumper. Very well thought out. Everything has a purpose, and I don't want to disturb one bit about it.
Yeah, a little bit of a torque monster, right? You think about it. Any thoughts on why or what the U.S. government, what it might have been in its previous life?
Some of the locals seem to remember that it was in Fort Stanton for a while, and then from then individual bought it, an old guy from Lincoln, and he passed away, and it was drug off the property onto Laura Wilson's property, and that's where it's going to get reborn.
Reborn, and that I love that you said that, because you are it's so cool that you are literally rescuing this truck. And for people like me who are so into these old trucks, there's a place in our heart for you guys like you, because these trucks, it's like they don't know how good they got it. They found Bernie found this truck, and now this truck's gonna lead a whole nother life. To think that this truck is over 50 years old, it sat for 18 plus years in the field, and now it's out here, and it's probably one of the most popular trucks. And it was just an old rusty farm truck. Well, it's not that rusty, but patina. And people are sitting around it. I see you talking to people. It's just a fun story.
Well, it is, absolutely. It kind of makes me realize that this is just the beginning of what these other trucks were, and people have their different spin on what they want their truck to look like and do and perform, and that's great, but it all started like this.
Exactly. Well, it started a little different. Laura had the truck in her field, in her house. What's your story, and how did you kind of intercept with this truck, Laura?
Well, it started really early. My parents bought the property that this truck came from. The gentleman that owned this truck owned our property, and we've had that property for 50 years. So I remember this truck driving around all the time when I was little, and I loved it then, and I love it now. And I'm so happy that Bernie is fixing it up and saving it, because it's a piece of my history, and it's a piece of Lincoln history.
Yeah, that's super cool. Now, was it something that you just became a fixture in your property and you didn't even think about it, and then you heard somebody was looking, or were you finally like, hey, I kind of want to get that old truck gone and get it out of here, and let me find somebody who might want this thing?
Well, with everything, I wish I had the ability to be able to fix it up, but I'm not a mechanic. It's not my thing. I'm a nurse. So
You fix people.
Yeah, but and Bernie's a mechanic, and I knew he was the kind of guy that could resurrect this truck, and I couldn't see it ruined, and I just I didn't care, I didn't want money, I just wanted to see it saved.
What do you think about the response that you pulled it out, just a few months ago, and now you're here, and what I would say is one of the stars of the show. People are loving it, they're coming up to it, they want to know the story. What does that make you feel? Explain that to us.
Oh, I feel so proud. I feel proud of all the work he did, and I feel proud that it's back on the road, that people are looking at it, and it's special. It's a special truck.
It's getting its day in the spotlight again. So, Bernie, do you have a name for this thing, and would you name it?
Well, seeing that I had to evict a lot of mice and rats out of it, and I thought I had the last one out, and I cranked it up the other day in the garage, and I was all happy because I didn't have any mice in there no more. Well, I cranked it up, and another mouse jumped out of it, and so I think I'm going to name it Mighty Mouse.
Well, that's a good name, and it's still going, so it is a Mighty Mouse. What a cool truck. What a cool story. Thanks for taking time. Do you have any social media platforms where they can check out the build, or do you post anything?
I'm going to wait until I get it to a certain point, and then I'm going to just, put it out there and kind of put pictures out chronologically and how it's come from it was in the weeds to the time that it's on the road.
Don't wait, because it'll get built up. People want to see it. They want to see imperfection. They want to see good. They want to see bad. So if I could recommend, come up with a social media. Instagram's really popular, Mighty Mouse C10 or whatever you want to do, and then just start putting it out there, and people would love to see this story. We'll post some of the pictures. Thank you both, Laura. Thank you, Bernie, and thank you for saving this truck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet 68, kind of. I think we're going to find out that it started life a little different, but I've got David Barella. He's out of Las Vegas, New Mexico. David, dig your ride, man. Tell us about this truck and what's the story?
Appreciate it. So I've had the truck probably about 2 years. Really wanted a C10 for a long time. I'm a big Mopar guy, so when I started looking for my C10 to build, I knew I wanted to go a certain route. Started looking for one, found this one out of Albuquerque. It was actually, I believe, a state highway truck for Bernalillo. It was a 71. It's a 71, the cab is. 3/4 ton long bed. So I bought it, drove it home, tore it apart, cut the frame, did the whole Brothers kit, shortened it up, found a factory 68 box and a factory 68 front clip, which I really wanted because I really like that front look, the front end look. Put all that together. The whole build idea was if Chevy ever built a Z28 style, C10.
Yeah, have you ever seen the one that Chip Foosh did? It's kind of like this.
When I was building this one, I seen that one come out, and I was like, Man,
I think they were calling it the C28 or something like that.
The C28, yeah. So when
It's crazy because your colors and everything.
I
Yeah.
know. And I felt so bad when I was doing it. I was like,
Call him and tell him, hey, you stole my idea. Hey, Chip. This is David.
You stole my idea, man. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I kind of wanted to go if GM would have built a Z28 style truck. So I did the whole offset wheels, got the stance just right, all brand new suspension, CCP up, front and rears, lowering kit, just CCP disc brake conversion kit, brand new exhaust. Got the original 350 in it, numbers matching to the actual truck itself.
To the original 71 long bed, 3/4 ton. Man, what a project for this thing. I mean, it's crazy how much you've done.
Yeah. When I opened it up, the motor was completely redone. At one point, they must have had it rebuilt. Either that or somebody took really good care of it at the highway department, because this thing was immaculate. Again, it was a 3/4 ton, so I took all the axles off, took the big suspension off of it, lowered it, did the whole brand new sheet metal from many different companies, AMD, LMC, all them good deals.
So the rear end, because for the audience, you're going from a 8-lug 3/4 ton, you went to a 5-lug half ton, tried to get a 12-bolt rear end. What gearing did you go through?
To be honest with you, I don't know what the gearing is, but I did get it off of a square body that was out You Pull It, and that's where I got all my front suspension. I got my rear axle from You Pull It. Just converted the brackets to work for this suspension setup. So whatever square body that came with is what the gearing is.
Well, and usually they're going to be a leaf truck, where this is probably a coil truck and then your spring purchase. But that just shows you that we're so lucky in that all these parts, right? You can mismatch everything and build a sweet looking 68, C28, if you will. And David, you did it. Now I love the interior. You went with a red. So the exterior for the audience is white, white on white, right? So it's just white. And then he's got the 68 trim. Inside is all red, but he's got some, I kind of think it's like a Volkswagen style plaid.
That's exactly what it is. It's the Volkswagen plaid, the red and black plaid. Went with the Sterling steering wheel, again, LMC carpet, dash pad, all that good stuff. The paint on the inside, everybody thinks is material, but it's not. It's actually the hot rod red. So if you ever see that hot rod black they use on Mopar hoods, it's like a real flat black, It's the exact same paint. It's a single stage of lacquer, but it's just a flat red.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because it is flat, so you have the matte look to it. Yeah. And then you've got the vinyl dash, so the vinyl dash pad pops with everything else, the metal being more of a matte finish. And then I do like how you painted the inside red. So for the audience, obviously a 68 or 71 in this case, you're going to have the same color doors on the inside as you would on the outside. Well, Dave, you went ahead and painted it red, so the whole interior is red. And when you go red like this, it does look classy. It looks kind of a hot rod 68 Camaro performance style. What about your delete? What delete did you make that, your radio delete?
Yeah, I made that plate. Later on I found out they actually do have them from factory. I don't have that option, but I just made that plate to delete it. I did do a CD, I guess a deck player right below it. So yeah, we have some music in here, but for the most part it's just Bluetooth.
What would you say was the hardest part of the build, since you did such a long, tedious, this is just a bit, I assume, a couple-year journey?
Yeah, it was a 1.5-year journey. The hardest part, I'd have to say, was cutting the frame. I had never done anything like that. Again, I've always been into Mopars and stuff, and those are unibody cars, so they're all just one structure. And, you always get that weird rap when you cut a frame up, you lose that integrity. So when I dove into those waters, I was really, really scared. And Brothers made that kit so much easier to do it. I mean, in my garage, I did it in 2 days. Had a welder, a good friend of mine, come in, and he welded it up instead of bolting it on, because you could either bolt it or weld it. I said, or
both.
Or both, yeah. So then ultimately that's what I did. I bolted it up, and then my buddy came in, and he's a professional welder, so he came in, he welded everything up, even including the C-notch that I got from CCP, and it came out awesome. It came out really, really good.
Yeah. So a Mopar guy, now you're in the C10 family, you're in the C10 community, part of the C10 Nation. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
You know what? I love the C10 community. They're awesome. Nothing about Mopar guys, but those guys are really strict when it comes to going to shows with cars and stuff. I have a 69 GTX that I get criticized on quite a bit because it's built like a pro touring car, and a lot of those Mopar guys, they want everything original. So when you go out to shows, you kind of feel the tension. Coming out here, nothing but love. I mean, C10 people are honestly the best. My wife and I were actually talking about it earlier, and everybody's just so cool, so friendly. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Good to hear. Good to hear. We're glad to have you. I tell you, one thing that I noticed you did is a little different, was you went with the silver inside the bed. What was your thoughts on that?
So believe it or not, I wanted to do the flat red on the inside of the bed as well, and I was going to. And my wife, she went out to the shop one day, and I had the whole trunk mask off, and I was ready to shoot it. And she's like, I don't know if that's gonna be too much red. Because ultimately I was building the truck for her, and she said, I think I might want it silver to match the wheels. I said, all right, it's your truck. I'll do what you want. So went to the paint shop, took a good close-up shot picture of my spokes to my wheels, which are the US Mag Ramblers, and I went to the paint shop, matched the silver, sprayed the inside of the bed, and it matched the wheels just perfect.
Well, and it matches the seat because you have some of that plaid gray silver in the plaid of the interior of the seat, so it blends very well. She did a good job of picking that. Really, it does kind of all comes together. So we got what your hardest part was. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part of the interior. I love doing interiors. Again, I didn't reupholster the seat, but that is the factory seat to the truck, to the 71. I took it up to Albuquerque to a place called Al's Upholstery. He redid all the seat for me, and then I had him order me extra material from the Volkswagen plaid, and I wrapped my own door panels and all that good stuff. I was going to do a headliner in that same plaid, but after spraying the headliner with that factory red or the flat red, I liked the way it looked so much I left it.
What about those door handles? Those are off something a little different.
The door pads are off of a 55, I believe, C10. The door handles actually...
Yeah, the door handles. I meant the grab pull. Yeah, so those are off of 55.
I believe they're 55s. Yeah. And I really liked them because they're just a little bit sleeker, and the 6772 is a little bulky, little too much for what I was going for. So it was a perfect mixture.
Especially when you're giving it that Camaro, that Camaro theme. I really like what you did back here. You gave it a little spoiler.
Yeah. So again, going for that first gen Camaros type look. I looked at a bunch of different photos of C10s on the internet as I was building my truck, and I knew I wanted to do a wing. I looked at a bunch of aftermarket wings that people do make. A lot of them are bolt-on, and I was like, no, I want to mold this one in. So I ended up using just round stock tubing and sheet metal and welded it all together, created it, did my body work, and what you see is what you get. Everybody loves this part of the truck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, wing, spoiler, it just gives it a little bit of a, and you know what, you didn't go too big, right? It's just, it's tasteful because you didn't go too big, less is more, you gave it a little flair, and it definitely sets it apart.
Yeah, so if you look at the way the center's cut out, it has that little V cut. I seen a ZL1, a new ZL1 that came out with a wing, and it had that same little relief in it, and I said, man, I'm going to steal that idea, so I did. So it has a bunch of cues from the Camaros in it, and again, not trying to recreate a Camaro out of a truck, but give those little, details that everybody likes about the Camaro.
For sure. Now, what's your response been when people come out? Is this the first time you've had it out, or?
So this is my first C10 show. I've had it at two other shows, and everybody loves it. Every time I take it out, people just love it. But yeah, the C10 community coming out today. I mean, you if you look around, there's a sea of beautiful trucks, and when people come up and compliment mine, I mean that's just probably the best thing a builder can ask for. Because I mean, there's some top quality trucks here today, and to get a compliment from somebody about my truck being, nice, that's awesome.
Good. Congratulations and well deserved. Definitely dig the truck. Obviously, Mama probably digs the truck. Is there anything left to do?
LS swap one of these days.
Okay, yeah, definitely going big. So run the stock 350 for now, and then LS swap it in the future.
Exactly.
Okay, so where can we find you on social media? I think you said you had a Facebook page.
So my Facebook page is going to be C10s of New Mexico. And that's pretty much where all my builds are at. You'll see this and a bunch more other builds that I do.
Are you a builder by trade?
No, I'm actually a police officer in the city of Las Vegas, and I just do this as a hobby.
Yeah, full-time hobby for sure. You probably put more hours in the garage than you do over there on the beat. But thank you for your service. Thanks for keeping the city of Las Vegas, New Mexico, not to be confused with Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, be safe out there. Thanks for kind of sharing the story of your truck. Do you have a name for it?
Sinister 10.
Sinister 10, I like it.
Sinister 10 with a C.
Kind of a mean sinister, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So drop the S, put the C in, Sinister 10. David from Las Vegas, New Mexico. Stay safe out there. Thanks for talking to us about your truck. You guys can check them out at C10s of New Mexico. Yes, Facebook. Thank you, sir.
We should run.
Here we go. I've got Jay Archibek.
Yeah.
You're from Roswell. Yeah. You got a beautiful two-tone 88 dually single cab. You got it on the right stance. Everything about it. Dual front headlights, looks great. Tell us about your truck, brother.
Yeah, man, I just recently picked it up. 88. Pretty decent little truck. Nice patina on it. I just wanted it to look, the original look, but lowered on some wheels. Nice drop on it. Yeah, I really like these trucks, man. I enjoy them.
I like what you said. You said nice patina. So the audience is thinking you don't usually have nice patina on an OBS truck, but you do have nice patina on this truck. I really agree with you that the hood, the fenders look crisp. The dually fender is a faded on top, so you get a little love there from the, the sun-kissed of the world. Yeah. And then the paint's peeling on the cab, but you got the cab lights, you got just the right hue. It really does blend together. I love your recipe. And what is your recipe? What are you going with suspension-wise? Looks like you've got some 22s. Just good stance. Looks good, crisp and clean, no caffeine.
Yeah, just I went with the Tinworks rear, DJM front spindles, Beltec shocks and springs in the front. It's got the Tinworks helper bags in the back. I wanted this truck to pull my 78 when it's done, trying to get it ready to make it for Dino's. But, at least by C10 Nationals next year, I'll be able to show up, with a good pulling rig, pulling a nice truck.
Hey, we have a thing in March next year in Phoenix called the Reunion. Bring it out. We'll put you in dually row. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the back here. You talked a little bit about pulling. So you've got a toolbox here. Looks like the bed floor is in good shape. Are you going to bumper pull, or are you a fifth wheel pull, or what were you thinking?
It'll be bumper pull.
Okay, bumper pull.
Yeah.
What else? Let's say I said, hey, Jay, you got $5,000. I'm giving it to you. What would you do with this truck? What would you change?
$5,000?
Probably for you, 5001. 5,100. Paint it. What do you mean paint it?
I think I'd probably paint it. That'd probably be the only thing I'd change on the truck is be painted if I went any further than that. But other than that, for what I want it for, I think it'd be just nice as it is to be a tow truck.
It is perfect. I like it. I hope you don't paint it, so I'm not going to give you that $5,000 anymore. Interior looks great. Original seat, original dash. It's got the burgundy red. Two-tone, you've got the white with the burgundy in the middle, so white on top, burgundy, and then white, 3500. What, just the Alcoa 22s? Did you mill them down?
Yeah, they're just, regular milled set of Alcoas. I like the classics. I mean, I dig the custom cuts, but for some reason, I think the classics look a classic, Just
you running exhaust on this, like a nice muffler and an exhaust, give it a little sound?
No, it's just minus the catalytic converter, but it's still all stock exhaust.
And then you've got your chicken lights or your cab lights. It looks like you got new ones put on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, those came on the truck. I have a set of original orange lenses coming. They don't look bad, but I like the original look.
I do too. I wasn't sure, so they're clear for the audience. They're a clear chicken light is what we've always called them. I don't know, what do you call them, cab lights?
Yeah, cab lights.
I don't know where somebody told me chicken lights at one point, but chicken lights, cab lights, he's got the clear lens. He's going to switch it out to the amber. It's going to look good. It's going to pop. Where can we find you on social media, Jay?
You can find me Boost for Days on IG.
FOR or number 4?
The number 4.
Okay, Boost, number 4 Days on IG. Check out his 1988 Chevy Silverado, 1-ton dually. I love it. And it sounds like you're going to try to make it out to Dino's and bring this, or you're going to maybe work on just getting that truck done?
This will be out there for sure. The other truck, I'm hoping to have it done, but it's going to be a lot of work in the next couple of months.
All right. Well, we're glad you made it out right here in your backyard. Thanks, Jay.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Hey guys, I've got Joe Rode, Classic Performance Products, CPP back. Joe, let's talk X10 spindles. Go.
Yeah, CPP's one of our most popular parts through the years has been our 2.5-inch drop modular spindles. Really popular part. Well, we've kind of taken that to the next step. We've emulated late model Corvette, Silverado, Chevy technology into our new X10 drop spindles. They use a steel hub, sealed bearing hub, really strong piece.
As you know, Joe, so many guys are building bigger trucks, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, everything bigger and better. Is this X10 something they should be considering?
Oh, absolutely. It's oversized bearings, definitely great for a guy using big brakes, big wheels, which I'm sure all your guys are.
All right, guys, there you go. If you're looking to upgrade, you need a new spindle anyways, you're going to lower your truck, you're running a bigger wheel, a bigger brake. CPP's got it for you with their new X10 spindle. Joe, as always, thank you. CPP, classicperform.com. It's classicperform.com.
Since the 1960s, US Mags has held the title for the longest-running custom wheel tradition. Experience the wheels that made history and set the trends for American truck culture for decades to come. From cast wheels to full custom 1- and 2-piece forged wheels, US Mags keeps you and your truck in mind with every new design and model. Our cast wheel series are designed specifically for Chevy trucks and are stocked and ready to ship, giving you the wheels you need when you need them with perfect fitment. Set your ride apart with our custom forged wheels, available in just about any finish and fitment desired. US Mags are guaranteed to distinguish your style and attitude from the rest.
Hey guys, are you about that life? That air it out lifestyle? You know how good those laid out rides look, right? Well, AccuAir offers premium air suspension solutions for you and your ride. They have products in stock ready to ship, or you can buy from your favorite dealer. So give them a follow on social media for any product updates and anything new coming out in the future. AccuAir.com. It's that easy. AccuAir.com. All right, another OBS one here. Like I said, I might combine them. I walked by this two-door Tahoe. It's got a unique style. Kind of, I don't know if it's a New Mexico style, but it's like Dayton's, but they're Boyd's. It's a little high. You said you're going to lower it, so can't wait to talk to Grills. What was your first name again?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, he told me that. Jonathan, he goes by Grills. Tell us about your 97 two-door, brother.
So it's a 97 Chevy Tahoe. I bought it out. We're from El Paso, Texas. I got it out of Lubbock. 75K original miles, so that's why I jumped on it. Paint was a little rough, got to repaint it. Original paint, which is DCM, dark cherry metallic, same color as the 94 to 96 Chevy Impala SS. So I have an Impala SS, so they're actually going to be matching. These were my Boyd Coddingtons that he had for his other OBS. I got him because I just like the old school style, baby billet style. We got the Volk tires with the what they call mayo mustards with the white wall and yellow wall. And it's really just going to be my daily because I got a C10 and a couple other vehicles, but this one is my daily, so I just color matched everything. Just going to give it maybe like a 6-8 drop and just cruise it like that.
So the wheels, they really make it, right? So it really pops. And these are NOS. These are like 25-year-old. Again, they're Boyds, but they look like Dayton's. You guys did a great job. Was it hard with the Vogue to figure out, should I go with the yellow? Should I not?
He already had him with the yellow and the white, and I've always liked it. We like a lot of the Texas, like Houston style too, when they do other kind of vehicles. So I always liked it, so that's why I decided to keep him like that.
When you go to drop it, what are you thinking? What's your go-to on dropping this thing?
Probably like a 6.8.
Yeah, but what like company? What products?
So I got my stuff from Crown Suspension, the notch, the flip kit in the front. It already had drop spindles, so I just have to order actually my spring. I haven't ordered the spring yet. And then the shocks, Beltec shocks.
And you're gonna go like a 5.7 or like a 5.6?
I'm trying to push it to like a 6.8.
Oh shit! Okay, 6.8. All right, I love the cherry, like you said, dark metallic, looks good. You did go with painting the bumper and the grill, so you brought it all together, where obviously it wasn't like that.
Yeah, no, I color matched everything. I wanted the whole color match. I didn't want the chroma. I wanted all one solid color.
What do you call it? Do you have a name for it?
Actually, I don't have a name for it. I haven't thought about it.
Anything else you want to do to it after you get done lowering it?
Yes, I plan to probably do the interior. Right now it's just a stock gray, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet.
Is this a keeper? Is this a seller? Is this a flipper? I mean, you've got a real clean two-door Tahoe. They're hard to come by.
Yeah, they're hard to come by, and then it has 74,000 original miles and clean Carfax, auto check, no accidents. I'm a dealer too, like a car dealer, so I'm able to check all that. And I could sell it, but I really don't want to sell it. I'd rather just keep it because I know it's just gonna go up in value. If I ever need the money, I guess I could at that point, or if I want to buy something else.
Sweet. Well, I love it. I love that you brought it out. I love the style. Again, the wheels really capture it and bring it in. It just makes it look fresh.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it gets a little bit different look. You know, most people, they'll throw big 20s or 22s. These are 17 by 9s or 9.5s. And I think when it's lower, it's going to look like, I think it's going to be a good finish.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. So where can we follow you on social media?
You can follow our Dumpsville page, dumpsvilleautostyling.texas, or Dumpsville Auto Sellers for our dealer page. My personal page is kind of long, DVilleGrills_is_conscious.
Yeah, do that one again. This is your Instagram.
Yeah, DVilleGrills_is_conscious.
Okay, I hope you guys got that. You guys are going to come out to the Get Down?
We're a vendor at Dino's, so we're going to be out there at Dino's later on, a couple months from now.
A couple months, sweet. I can't wait for you to see you guys come out. Hopefully it's lowered by then,
it should be.
And you bring it out. You guys can check them out, Jonathan Grills. Hopefully you got the IG. Thanks for taking time to be on OBS Talk / C10 Talk, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're back. Right next to Grills is Fresh. Fresh has got a 95 GMC laid out dually, crew cab dually on 22s, Dumpville Auto Styling out of El Paso, Texas, and he's got the NBS big mirrors on it, so it really kind of pops. What color is this?
This is off of 72 Chevelle SS. It's called Autumn Gold.
Autumn Gold, that's pretty. So we've got Fresh. I should have started out a little bit like this. What's your first name again?
Manny, man. Manny, they call me Fresh.
Manny Fresh.
Everybody calls me.
Manny Fresh. 95 Autumn Gold. Love the paint.
Thank you.
What'd you do? Did you take this thing in? It was stock, and you did everything to it.
Yeah, it was stock. I bought it off a guy. It was really like his trailer truck.
Tow pig.
Yeah, tow pig, pretty much, and it was pretty beat up. And yeah, we did the rear suspension, 4-link, has front low boy suspension. It's pretty dope.
Bodywork looks really good, and obviously you painted it, so you said it might be kind of beat up. You guys went through the whole thing?
It's a daily.
Yeah.
I've driven it for a year, and I built it for last year for Dino's, and that's what it does, you know?
Yeah, it's now what wheels you got here?
They're Coas, 22 by 9 front and 22 by 14 in the rear. Super single, but.
What's your favorite thing about the truck?
The way it stands. Lays on the ground.
What air management are you using?
3P. Airlift 3P we run on all the trucks. It rides pretty good. And yeah, everything is airlift.
Did you add the new NBS mirrors?
No, they came with it already.
Okay. What else do you want to do to it?
Swap, probably Cummins. It's gonna become a tow pig. So
Well,
yeah.
you've got the exhaust coming out the front right fender. So what were you thinking there?
It's already a diesel. It's a 6.5, so I was like, I got no room to run the exhaust, right? So let's go through a fender.
Yeah. You know, the 6.5 is tough because obviously they did what they had to do. I mean, they kind of did.
Exactly.
And then, now you know that the 12 valve, the 24 valve, even a Duramax is so much better.
Yeah.
So you obviously want to, swap that out at some point. That's your plan?
Yes, sir. Upgraded because it's worn out. It's a big hog. It's pretty slow. We need a little more power to tow.
Will you leave the exhaust coming out that front fender, or will you push it somewhere else?
No, I'm probably going to put it in the same place, but a little more crazier.
Nice. I think we figured it out. Fresh is a little more crazy. That's just what it works out. He's got his chicken lights, his clear chicken light, cab light. If you think about it, they look really good. Everything come together. He's got it color matched. Fresh, love it. You got a name for it?
Not really. The only time I call it a Brinks truck, she holds on my money. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, she puts it all in there, and she's gold, right? So she's the brick. She's Brinks. She's a gold brick. She's flying down the road with that 6.5. So, Fresh, thank you so much. Where can we check out your IG?
My IG is at @2papi_fresh.
Papi Fresh?
Yes, sir.
That's real. That wasn't a sound effect. We're standing over probably an afternoon shower here. We're up in the mountains. 2 as in number 2 or TOO?
TU. TUPAPI. Fresh.
Yeah, one more time, just a little bit slower. Our audience.
TUPAPI FRESH.
FRESH. Yeah, Tupapi Fresh. Tupapi Fresh. All right, thank you guys so much for your time. We got the Dumpsville Auto Styling. They're representing out here. Good time, good weather. What do you think about this show? Is this the first time you guys been out here, or you guys come out here all the time?
Not really. It's the first time we come, actually.
It's the first time we come to this one. We usually go to his local ones in El Paso, but it's the first time we come to this one. We're here in Ruidoso, which we were planning to come out. It's just cool vibe, the cruising, the forest, and it's pretty cool. Dope trucks, too.
Yeah, dope trucks, good venue. It's pretty much full. I don't know if he could fit that much more trucks. Weather's good, scenery's good, trucks are good, people are good. We're having a good time. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Have a good one.
Home run hitter. Wow, we got a little bit of a rain. It's so nice. Ruidoso. I'm probably not saying that. I know the way you guys say it's a little bit better, a little fancier. I've got Alex from C10 Club El Chuco, and dude, you did it, bro. This was so much fun. I love the venue. I love cruising over. I don't know if this is your biggest show because this is like the 5th or 6th year you guys have done it, but you had a jam-packed event, bro.
We did have a jam-packed event this year. This is actually the 5th year that we do this. The first 3 were actually just day cruises coming up here to enjoy the day, and then people would return back home. By the 3rd year, it started having a little bit more trucks than I could handle just at a restaurant. So I pushed it over to a 2-day event, pre-party mixer over at Rusty Ball's Speed Shop, and then got in touch with the Ruidoso Parks and Rec. Great people to work with me, to help me out with this, co-sponsors, official co-sponsors of the event itself. And we get to park in a park, man. You know, you get to park on the grass, there's trees, you get to enjoy the venue, and then what's better than going from desert heat to surrounding mountains and a forest? I mean, great. Tall ponderosa pines, weather is great. Today is this year was the first year that it rained on us a little bit, but it's nowhere near as bad as anywhere else, anywhere else. Otherwise, I mean, it's something that I would like for people to continue coming out to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's the rain, just so we're clear, it's very refreshing. It's not like a thunderstorm where we're ducking for cover. I mean, it's actually really nice. The weather's been phenomenal. But let's talk a little bit about, you've got the community behind you. This is an amazing event. I love the location, but you're also working with Parks and Rec and you're giving them money.
That's correct. So the event is a 100% non-profit event. 100% non-profit event. Nothing goes into my pocket as far as anything goes. I do ask for like donation fees from the vendors, and if people do want to donate, they can also donate. Now, those for the Parks and Rec department, normally 100% would go back to the Parks and Rec, and that goes towards their after-school children's program stuff, their children's weekend program stuff, and then like their sports scholarship stuff for the kids in the area, the local area. This year I broke it up 50-50 because Ruidoso had a major fire this year. It was called the McBride Fire. And I want to say either 150 to 200 homes were burnt down in that local area. So those people were displaced. With that displacement, 50% of what was donated today goes back towards that Ruidoso Community Foundation to help those people that were displaced in a hotel's room, Airbnb, something like that, to where until they get their homes rebuilt, and they can move back into their homes. So I thought this year would be a good time to do that for that natural disaster as well, but to also give back to the community. 100% of my stuff, anything and everything that I do is all community-based. It's all supporting the community. Local community, local businesses, all the vendors and stuff like that out here, besides like myself, local vendors. Local vendors, local things.
Yeah, keeping it local. And honestly, the cool thing is you had people come from all over New Mexico, from Texas, obviously El Paso. We had some Arizona people come over. So you've got a good blend here, and you're bringing everybody here to Ruidoso.
Bringing everybody here to Ruidoso to basically enjoy themselves. You got Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. There was supposed to be some people from Oklahoma. I don't think showed up. But you had Dead and Garan, Jason, all the way from Mississippi, too. You got Todd, Big Fish, the big boy, Mr. Big Sexy himself, right? All the way from Nebraska. Those guys come here, and this is exactly what I want to do. I want to introduce them to something new that they haven't experienced before, a new area, a local area, to sit there and say, I really like this. I want to come back. Something that I've enjoyed since I was a little kid, have somebody want to enjoy it the same way and want to return.
Well, great job. I think your community, your El Chuco C10 Club, obviously New Mexico C10 Club, and everybody rallied around. It's on a great time. The weather was perfect. The cruise is perfect, all the different cruises, the weather coming for us. We came up high, we cut through the mountains. It was awesome, and we just want to thank you for doing it.
No, all of the thanks goes to you guys to come out. All I do is organize it. None of this happens without you guys. None of this happens without people coming out to enjoy themselves. You got to remember that.
That's what it's all about. You've had our back for, we think about going to Eastbound and Down, LST, you, Pablo, doing what you do. It's the minimum that we can do to come support you. We appreciate it. Great show, great event. I'm kind of dubbing it the Cruise to Ruse. It's the C10 Club, El Chuco, C10 Club, El Chuco. It's his Cruise to the Pines. Look out for it next September, and if you can make it and you want to do a road trip, it's a really good one to do.
I already got next year's date, September 9th.
September 9th, the Cruise to Ruse. Book it. Late.
Latest.
So you bought a C10, and it either had AC at one time or it wasn't even an option. Well, Vintage Air has the solution for you. Their SureFit kits are designed to place the evaporator and hoses behind the dash for a factory clean look. In most cases, the SureFit systems will be controlled by your stock dash controls using their exclusive cable converters. The Gen 4 kit provides infinite, just right temperature, air blending, and blower fan speed adjustments. The Vintage Air SureFit kits are the best value and the most completely engineered air conditioning system you can install in your C10. Add the fact that Vintage Air has been the most respected name in performance aftermarket climate control systems for 40 years. 40 years? Damn, son. The choice is obvious. VintageAir.com. When you're looking for classic Chevy or GMC truck parts, BrothersTrucks.com is your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration parts. So whether you are restoring an original or looking to customize that classic truck, BrothersTrucks.com has thousands of the highest quality truck parts for you to choose from. So head over to BrothersTrucks.com and order your free catalog today. And don't forget to follow Brothers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates and special offers too. Hey guys, how about a happy 10-year anniversary to the team at Pro Performance? For 10 years, Travis and his team have provided their customers the best products on the market for our trucks. They sell Dakota Digital, Bear Brakes, Boyd Welding, QA1, Vintage Air, and more. They're your one-stop shop for all your truck part needs, stocking fast-moving items to help with production delays. So think Pro Performance when you are creating that parts list for your build. azproperformance.com. That's azproperformance.com. Wrapping it up, we've got a little sprinkle going. We're up in the mountains. We've got Chaz Cauldron. Chaz, I love this truck. Wagon wheel paint. You brought it out to the reunion. You won best 67 to 72. How deep is the story on this truck? Tell us about, the lineage and everything it's been through with you and you've been through with it. Thanks for taking time to be on the pod. I'm stoked, bro.
Oh, so am I. Just as probably more than you are. But, yeah, man, this truck, it's got a pretty good story. You know, my dad bought it in 84, and I was born in 88, and after a while, I was playing it as a kid. He kept it there parked at the house, and it never was nothing, and then he says, hey, you like that truck? I said, yeah.
So was it a runner? Was it a driver?
Yeah, when he bought it, it run and drive. We used to go for little rides in it, whatever. I was little, But, yeah, it used to run and drive, and then it stayed parked, and life goes on. My dad was a hard worker and just continued to work and take care of us and never done nothing with it. And then in high school, I started messing with it and was going to go a different way. And then, life caught up with me and I chased a different career and got out of the paint and body scene. And then when I decided to hit it hard, I thought about it and went a different way. And this is what we got now. But, this truck is... I've already got offered some good money, but the money don't mean nothing to me, It's just about me and my dad working side by side, and that's what means the most to me.
Yeah, and the story and that you've had it. It's been part of your family for that long. When you were in high school, were you driving it or was it drivable?
Okay, so that's funny. It was drivable. I had a little 305. It smoked. It was a piece of junk. I was a high school kid working at a body shop making a couple $100 a week, and my dream was to get it running and take it to prom. Well, prom came and went, but the truck never made it to prom, and then it sat, and then that's when I started working on it when I made a little bit of money. That's what it took, I guess.
Would you say that it takes, it's taken a few different sporadic attempts, to get it to this far? Because you didn't just rebuild it, you rebuilt it. I mean, this is a ground up. This is a full resto.
Well, at first it was just going to be a little put around town kind of deal, and this was way before I met Jeremy, Trey 5. And that's all I knew was just me and my dad in the backyard and working on it and getting it running as we could. And then I met Jeremy, and the dude took such good care of me and was patient with me, and he helped me out a bunch, and he made it happen for me, and did all the suspension, engine, he got it built up for me, and I put a paint job on it, me and my dad, and Frank at Eye Candy also, he did some of the interior painting for me, to let Jeremy progress on the build. And yeah, man, it turned out awesome, and I couldn't be more proud and thankful for everybody involved, and the C10 community also, they've been awesome to me, a very good group of guys, cool.
Yeah, and you've got some heavy hitters, right? You think about Jeremy, Eye Candy, you picked out some really good people, and then they kind of did, a lot of that underbelly, right? And then you came through, and then you got to shoot the final paint.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. Yeah, and when I was painting it, and I got it back for paint and body, and people were, oh, how long is it gonna take, and this and that, and I would think to myself, man, if it takes me 2 years, 2 months, or if I never finish painting it, I want to put my all into the paint and body and make it look halfway decent, and I think we accomplished that,
No, 100%. Love the stance. What you've got raceline wheels, bare brakes, the big 6 calipers. Are those 22s? 22s in the front, about 9.5, and then are 14s in the rear, or 12s?
No, 12s.
12s in the rear. What chassis?
Porterbuilt.
Porterbuilt chassis. What was the hardest part?
Time.
Paying the bill on it? Like the time to work on it and
finding time. Yeah. Like right in the middle of the build, my little baby girl was born. So I had to make sure she was taken care of and my family, and spend time with them. But thank God they were supportive. My old lady is supportive, and everybody that was around me, and I work. I'm pipeline welder, so it's hard to find time. We may work a month straight, like Sunday to Sunday, 14 hours a day. But after that shift, I was at the house working on this, and till 11, 12 o'clock at night, every second I could, until I got it to where it's at, the paint job, Yeah.
But don't you think how the response has been phenomenal, right? People love your truck. They love that you drive your truck, the story behind the truck. It's a family truck, and it's a true adventure.
Oh man, it's like a dream come true. It's a blessing, and if I could pay everybody back for showing love, I wish I could, because that's
you can by just bringing your truck out and doing what you're doing, right? That's what the community's all about. Right, is give love, show love, and you'll get love, right? It's such a good thing that we have in our community. We know it. We're blessed.
Yeah. Oh yes, sir. Yeah. Like I've been going to the Get Down for years. Last year was the first year I had anything to take, and I had been going for years and years, and I would go with El Primo with his square body, and then my boss, he got his a little 51 built hijack, and they were both built by Trey 5, and that's where I kind of got into knowing everybody and built a relationship with everybody. And if it wouldn't have been for all those people, letting me tag along and meeting Jeremy and Frank, and I don't know, man, I wouldn't have met all these good people, Yeah.
It's awesome. What's your dad think about this truck?
Well, my dad's a very reserved kind of guy, and he may not say like badass, congratulations, I'm proud of you, but just to see his face, I know he's happy and proud,
Well, we just ran into you up at the AZ Pro Performance vendor booth, and we were talking about this is probably one of your dad's first shows, right? Maybe he went to a show back in the day, like, in the 80s or something like that, but he hasn't been out, so now he gets to come out and see all these trucks, and your truck, his truck, is part of that scene.
Yes, like very involved, and I kept telling him, I've been to other shows, the Reunion, Nationals, the Get Down, and he's just such a homebody, man. I try to drag him along, and no, it's too long, too far. He wants to be at home in his comfort area, which I understand, and well, we're only 2 hours from here, so he drove up, and and then all the big dogs are here, so that's just icing on the cake, Yeah. And to get such a good, how would you say, like, response? Yeah.
Response for the truck. Do you guys ever come up with a name for it?
I kind of did, and when I thought about it, I never would hashtag or nothing like that. And then I seen some builders, they put a name out there, and I was like, oh my God. So I was like, I didn't want to do that, like halfway in my build, start hashtagging, and I already seen the name, so I was like, no, I had never come up with the name. So maybe.
So meaning you kind of came up with a name, but then you saw that somebody else had come up with the same name for their build. Right. And then you're like, well, I didn't get it. I didn't want to put it out there, so I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to step on nobody's toes or oh, you stole that name from me. And I no disrespect, like.
Well, I'm going to ask, and so everybody's going to want to know, what would you call it?
The name that I had come up with, because obviously everybody's seen it, the New Mexico beef, the wood grain, farming ranch heritage, and we got a big farm and ranch community where I come from. Not really ranching, but more farming. And it just looks like a big time rancher would get in his truck and leave, and I come up with the name El Vaquero, cowboy, in Spanish, but I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to.
You know what would be a cool name?
What's that?
Well, I like that name, but when you're starting to talk about that, I think about, and the audience is going to be like, oh no, Ford, but King Ranch. Like, because this is, you look at your color, you look at everything, and it's like the King Ranch, right? You think about what is a vaquero, a caballero, what do they get in? They get in this big King Ranch truck, they got their hat. This truck is all of that. It brings it all together, the beef, the ranch. This is the, you could even call it the, Corona Ranch, or however it translates, but the King Ranch.
Right. Okay, it's super funny you said that because the color is off of a King Ranch Ford pickup.
Perfect. So it was like I knew, but I didn't. Yeah. So what color is it?
It's called white gold, man. Yeah.
It's beautiful. White gold, 67, 68. It's got all kinds of different things. The true truck, the true lineage, the true story, everything about it, Chaz. Love it. I don't know if you're going to go with the name. Go for it. Feel free. Use it if you want. I love naming these things. I think it fits. We love that you're out here. You're in your own backyard, your home state. You're winning awards where you take it. Obviously at the reunion, the get down, people are loving it, and it's really what it's all about.
And I thank everybody involved in the build very much. All the people that sold me the parts, I got everything, and all the people that like it and give me the thumbs up. That means everything to me, Super cool, man.
That's what it's all about. One more time, go with your IG. I know it's like Chaz Calderon, but I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, it's Chaz Calderon, and then what is that? Underscore 67.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chaz Calderon underscore 67. You guys check it out. Check out the build. As always, Chaz, thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
I tell you what, I'd say if there was a best of show, you'd probably win it. I've got Bobby Cobos out of Roswell, New Mexico. Smooth designs. 67, 68. I mean, however you want to look at it.
C10, yes, sir.
Yeah, you got no marker lights here, so either way, it don't matter. This thing is stunning. I love the color. I love the stance, race lines, tons of metal work. I mean, the whole package, right? Again, I think if there was probably best of show, you'd be in the running, Bobby. Love your truck, and it sounds like you just got it done.
I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's been about a 7-year project. It is a 68. The bed's actually 67. I welded up the front side marker lights. I wanted to pay a lot of homage to like an original truck, but just hammered low. I was a mini trekker at heart, but always been into C10s. Drove a C10 in high school, 68 as well, short bed. And it's been a little labor of love, been a project. Get to, do some of my skills. I did all the paint and body. All the drivetrain, all the chassis works homemade. There's no ordered parts underneath this truck. So,
how long is this journey?
I've been off and on this truck about 7 years.
How good does it feel to get it done this week, finalized, and bring it out to this show right here in your backyard?
What an accomplishment. I love the mountains out here. It's about an hour and a half from my house. And what a blessing, man. There's so many gorgeous, badass trucks out here this weekend, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing just to be a part of it.
Were you knowing that you were going to try to come and you use the show to really push you to get it done and get it finalized on a 7-year journey? You have highs, you have lows, you have struggles, you have life that happens, and you're like, listen, I've got to get this done by the 2022 Cruise-a-Roos in, my backyard.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that bed floor was like, I've been putting it off for about a year because I was so busy with other jobs, and that was my goal. When this came up, this show, and I was like, the bed floor's got to be done. No ifs, ands, or buts. So the early mornings, late nights, the stories no one ever talks about, but you got to make it happen. And what an awesome weekend it's been.
Well, one of the stories nobody talks about is that looks like wood, but it's not. And you said it. I heard you talking to Alex. Hey, I'm not a woodworker, so you do what you do.
That's right. That's
So
right.
That's what you did.
That's an aluminum floor. Kind of ground it down to kind of give it a wood grain, a faux look, I guess you would call it. And then it's several coats of House of Color Candy root beer brown with a couple of mixed colors just to make it my own, and a satin clear coat, and just to give it my own look,
Dude, it looks clean. I love it. I bet you're going to get a lot of comments on it if you haven't already. And then how about this color? What did you come up with on this?
Man, I went looking through colors, and originally I wanted to go midnight blue or towards the Tiffany color, and I've always loved the OG color, which is a little more green. I found this color, and it's off a Citron of all cars. I don't even know who makes Citron, but I sprayed it, shot out a little test panel, and I was like, that's the one. That is the one. So it's I think it was a hit.
It is a hit. And you know what's even cooler, and I don't know if people have put it together, but, New Mexico, they have that new plate. Now, I know it's not the exact same color, but it's got a New Mexico vibe, just this color. You think it's tribal, it's turquoisey. It's a hit. And then you blended it with the right brown on the inside.
Yeah, I shot with the all tan interior. I wanted it to look wrapped, but it's actually just it's paint with a satin clear. Of course, made the sheet metal dash, and then, like I said, went with that satin look to almost look leather, but of what I could do at my house, Not...
I'm going to walk over here a little bit. We got a little break in the weather, but one of the things I do love is when you're able to do this and then you paint the inside. So our trucks are all two-tone, or they're not two-tone, meaning that this, because they're metal, they're going to have the same color inside, but because you fresh painted this, you decided to give it that tan, that base, and it really makes that whole inside feel one color.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. It's actually a lot of paint, but I wanted to feel warm, like it's actually wrapped. The door panel is actually 72, kind of hard to find door panels with that stainless trim, and I think those were a nice touch. Of course, it needs little finishing touches on the interior, but
yeah, and the scrolling, I love the 72 scrolling. Yeah, I love that.
I call it the boot pattern.
It is the boot pattern. Yeah, it's a Cheyenne, if you will. Now you've got an OBS seat I can see because the base looks a little different there.
Most definitely do. The 68 I had in high school that my dad built had a very same seat. I think it was 90, 91 Chevy bench, and they just fit perfect in these trucks, and they're most comfortable. So I tell anybody that if they're blowing a point apart to put buckets, I'm like, I want that seat because they're hard to come by.
Yeah, give me that OBS bench. It'll fit perfect in there. A lot of guys did that. What about that steering wheel? That's a little different.
You know what's crazy? So that steering wheel, I don't even know who makes that steering wheel, but my dad had a 55 Ford Ranch wagon that was in our family. We drove the hell out of that car. 3 states, showed it all over. An unfortunate drunk driver totaled that car, smashed it, and I wanted something off of it, and my dad gave me the steering wheel. So it's kind of got some sentimental value, and I'm like, it's been in my truck since then, and hadn't steered me wrong.
Ironically, it hasn't steered me wrong. No pun intended. All right, so you wrapped it up. You got it out to the show. Anything left to do?
Kick panels, a little touch-up detail here and there, but again, it's not a full-on show truck. I mean, I drive it to work a couple days a week. All of our local stuff, cars and coffees and stuff like that. So it's a cruiser, it's a cruiser, but amongst all these beautiful trucks out here, it sure is a blessing.
No, it is. It's a beautiful truck. It's rad. What would you say, 7-year journey, what was the biggest struggle?
Time. Time's the biggest struggle. I work on so many other people's bikes. I work on a lot of Harleys and stuff like that. So finding time for your own stuff,
Is that what you do by trade then?
No, by trade, yeah. Full-time, I work for the gas company. So I do gas work and then oil and gas. And then I get home, and I've been around paint and body and welding and fabrication my whole life. So when I get out of work, clock into job number 2.
Yeah, you clock into, was Smooth Dreams? Is it what it was?
Smooth Designs.
Smooth Designs. You clock into Smooth Designs. So you go from the oil fields to Smooth Designs. Dude's logging 80 plus hours a week. What power plant's in here?
400 small block.
Okay.
70 Monte Carlo.
And then what tranny?
Turbo 350. And man, I need overdrive.
You're talking to a guy who's got a Turbo 400 that just drove from Phoenix. Believe me, I know. Thing is revved up 3,200 RPM sometimes. So yeah, that gets old real quick.
I need an overdrive or an LS swap, but I'm taking donation.
Yeah, taking donation. So is that next then? Are you thinking that's probably next?
I think that's a possibility. I think next will be the overdrive, but ultimately I want to do an LS swap in it.
Awesome. What's the name on this thing? Did you name it?
I just call it Smooth 68. I never really had a good name for it, so that's kind of just stuck with it, Okay.
I love it, Bobby. Thank you so much. What's your social media?
Smooth Designs on Instagram, and that's pretty much it. I don't do the Facebook deal, so you can find me there.
Is there a lot of the truck build on there on Smooth Designs? And is there any underscores in that, or is it just one word, Smooth Designs?
No underscores, just Smooth Design, DEZINEZ on designs. And there's hashtags.
So it's DEZINEZ. All right. Like Easy E. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. All right. Smooth Designs. Awesome, Bobby. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. Again, appreciate your time. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks, sir. What a blessing. It's been great out here. Awesome. Thank you.
Late. Last interview of the day, and I was standing around this truck so many times, so I'm glad right at the end I got Joe. Yeah. Joe, you're out of El Paso. Love your 65 C10. Love the color, love the patina. This thing's got more character than, I don't know, the Family Circus. But, right. Yeah, so what's the story on this thing?
It's a Nick Hester build about 2 years ago. Contacted him, hit it up. He knocked it out in about 4 months, and
did you already have the truck, or did you say, hey,
okay? I had saw it, and he had it for sale, and I bought it, contacted him, worked the deal out. He put his lift on it, an air slam it lift. Got a crate engine for it, engine factory 350, pushing 400 to the rear, 400 horsepower to the rear. Just
what tranny?
Tranny's a 200R from Monster. Okay. Monster transmission. That's basically it, the 22 transits.
Yeah, they look good. You did a good job on those transits with the white wall. And then, I mean, who came up with the color?
He did. It was a copper. I wanted it to match. I was going to go with the red, but he said he wanted to go with a copper so it could match the patina. So it kind of ties it all in, the blue and the rusty color.
Yeah, you know where it really matches too is on a custom trim truck. You've got the white, which I love. Well, on the door, yeah, it just pops off that door really good. Saddle blanket. Did you have a theme, or did you just say build it the way you would build it?
We kind of bounced off the ideas, him and me, and kind of went with the old rustic kind of lowrider type Chuco style. If you want to get down to it, it's a Chuco style truck.
How fun is it to drive?
Oh, it's a blast, man. Every day I get to the privilege to drive this thing, and it's on loan for my son's a Marine. It's his. I bought it for him when he left to Washington, D.C. So, yeah, he's a Marine. So I just keep the tires warm on it. And
nice. Take it out to the show. You're doing a good job. Absolutely. How about that patina? Is that something where have you really had to mess with that? And do you do anything to take care of it specifically?
It's just a basic wash, and I'm thinking about putting that sweet patina sauce on it here maybe in about a couple of months just to get a sheen.
Yeah,
not really
a little shine.
Yeah, a little shine on it.
Love the blue. It does look like you might have had did a little color match there. Yeah. I love the baby blue. What do you think went on with this tailgate? I saw this earlier. The tailgate, I feel like somebody just laid it in a puddle for the audience, and I could take a picture. I mean, the bottom line is it's got the original tailgate, but it's kind of rusty on the face of the tailgate. So it's almost like it was laid down. And somebody forgot about it on the side of the shop.
Slow it back on. Yeah, it's you can barely see the lettering on it. You know, it's all Swiss cheesed up, how they say. It's all rusty.
But you kept it, and you still got the original one. I love that. Yes, I love the Marine sticker. Thank you for your son and his service. You got the factory rear bumper flipped. You've got a little pocket. He just opened the tailgate. He's got his Air Max stuff, so he's got all the air control. The factory inner fenders. Are they moved in, or what's going on with those?
I think they're moved in a little bit just to capacitate the 22s on the rear ends. This way it won't scrape so much.
Did you think about ever going with a big back window, or were you pretty?
I was pretty sure we're going to go with the single small window, because out here in the Southwest you need as much coverage as you can.
Yeah, you don't want to get that fishbowl going. Yeah. What do you call this thing? It's such a cool truck.
We called it ODB, Old Dirty Bastard, from Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? So it's ODB for short.
Yeah, I love Wu-Tang. I love the Clan. I love the truck. I love the style. Jose, what do you think about this truck? Come on over here. I want to talk to you. He's got his younger son with him, and it's less is more. They took what Mother Nature gave. They took what Nick Hesterations, and they just maximized it. And really, the color. Jose, this is one rad truck. What do you think about this thing?
I say it's pretty cool. You really can't replicate the rust on it, even if you tried.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to drive it? Will they let you drive it?
I just got my learner's permit.
Sounds like a perfect time to be behind the wheel, my brother.
Yeah, it really is.
350, cruise around. It's obviously an automatic. It doesn't get any better than that. You got the small windows. It does look like it had the bigger side mirrors at one point. Yeah, it looks like it did, but it's cool that you kept all that. You can't fight it. Once you start fighting it, you just have problems with it.
It's like an onion, man. You just peel it back, and it's just you keep peeling it back. You will never stop.
Some of these trucks have more scars and bruises than we do, Joe.
Yeah, I just put that on too. That back bumper. My mom's gate was too high, and I tagged it. Man.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
A little more character on it.
So remind us again. What's your social media?
JBizzle915.
JBizzle915. Jose, thanks for taking your time to be on the pod. Joe, thank you. And your son, what's his name in the Marine?
Marines is a Dirty Beach Drifter. Is it Dirty Beach Drifter?
Dirty Beach Drifter. So does he have it on there too?
Yeah, he got it.
All right, cool. I'll tag him when I post it. Thanks for bringing ODB out here and Hestoration doing it up right. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. There you go. Have a great weekend out in Waxahachie. Everybody out there, safe travels. Terry, Mark, as always, keep kicking butt. I look forward to getting back to that show next year. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great week, guys. Late.
That's all, folks.